Hello friends, welcome to our channel Jiggo IAS. আজি আমি আপোনালোকৰ মাজলৈ আমাৰ ইণ্ডিয়ান পলিটি প্ৰেক্টিছ ছেটৰ কুৱেশ্যনছ প্ৰেক্টিছ ছেটৰ প্ৰথম 10টা কুৱেশ্যনৰ ডিটেইলড এনসাৰ এণ্ড এক্সপ্লেনেশ্যন লৈ আহিছোঁ। আশা কৰোঁ আপোনালোক সকলোৱে আমাৰ এই ভিডিঅ'টো পছন্দ কৰিব। এই ভিডিঅ'টোৰ PDFৰ বাবে আপোনালোকে আমাৰ টেলিগ্ৰাম চেনেলটো জইন কৰিব পাৰে, যাৰ লিংক এই ভিডিঅ'টোৰ ডেছক্ৰিপশ্যনত দিয়া হৈ আছে। আজিৰ প্ৰথমটো কুৱেশ্যনলৈ আহিছোঁ। কুৱেশ্যন নম্বৰ 1, which of the following acts for the first time gave the British cabinet the right to exercise control over Indian affairs? ইয়াৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন এ, দ্য ৰেগুলেটিং এক্ট অফ 1773। Towards the end of 18th century, the British government they decided to get themselves involved in the affairs of East India Company in order to control and regulate the functions of East India Company. So they enacted a series of acts and regulations, and the Regulating Act of 1773 was the first step taken by them in that direction. This act made the directors of company to submit all correspondence regarding revenue affairs and civil and military administration to the government. Thus, for the first time, the British cabinet was given the right to exercise control over Indian affairs. Question number 2. Consider the following statements regarding the Regulating Act of 1773. Statement 1. It designated the Governor of Bengal as Governor General of India. Statement 2. It provided for the establishment of a Supreme Court at Calcutta comprising 1 Chief Justice and 3 other judges. ইয়াত আমাক কাৰেক্ট ষ্টেটমেণ্ট কেইটা সোধা হৈছে, যাৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন বি, অনলি 2, অৰ্থাৎ ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 1টো ভুল হয়। The act designated the Governor of Bengal as the Governor General of Bengal, not Governor General of India, and created an executive council of 4 members to assist him. আৰু তেনেকুৱা প্ৰথমজন গভৰ্ণৰ জেনেৰেল অফ বেংগল আছিল লৰ্ড ৱাৰেন হেষ্টিংছ। প্ৰায় পৰীক্ষাত সোধা হয়। আৰু ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 2টো শুদ্ধ হয়, কিয়নো ইট প্ৰভাইডেড ফৰ দ্য এষ্টাব্লিছমেণ্ট অফ আ ছুপ্ৰিম কোৰ্ট এট কেলকাতা, যিখন 1774 খ্ৰীষ্টাব্দত বনোৱা হৈছিল, কম্প্ৰাইজিং 1 চিফ জাষ্টিছ এণ্ড 3 আদাৰ জাজেছ। Apart from these provisions, there are few other important provisions, such as it made the governors of Bombay and Madras presidencies subordinate to the Governor General of Bengal, unlike earlier when the 3 presidencies were independent of one another. Orthat, through this provision, the British government envisioned a centralized political system in our country. Question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding Pitch India Act of 1784. Statement 1. In this act, the company's territories in India were, for the first time, called the British possessions in India. Statement 2. It created a new body called Court of Directors to manage the political affairs. ইয়াৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন এ, অনলি 1, অৰ্থাৎ ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 2টো ভুলকৈ দিয়া হৈছে। Let's discuss about the features of this act. This act made a distinction between the commercial and political activities of the East India Company. অৰ্থাৎ ইয়াৰ আগলৈকে যিসমূহ কমাৰ্চিয়েল কাম কাজ হওক বা পলিটিকেল কাম কাজ হওক, সেইসমূহ পৰিচালনা কৰিবলৈ যিকোনো there was only one authority, but this act made a distinction between these activities. What it did, it allowed the Court of Directors to manage the commercial affairs, but created a new body called Board of Control to manage the political affairs. অৰ্থাৎ দুটা বেলেগ বেলেগ বডি কৰি দিলে to manage commercial affairs and political affairs. আমাক ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 2টোত দিয়া হৈছে যে it created a new body called Court of Directors, but Court of Directors আগৰ পৰাই এক্সিষ্ট হৈ আছিলে, and this act created a new body called Board of Control, which was established to manage the political affairs. সেয়েহে ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 2টো ভুল হয়। এণ্ড ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 1টো শুদ্ধ, কিয়নো ফৰ দ্য ফাৰ্ষ্ট টাইম ব্ৰিটিছ পজেশ্যনছ টাৰ্ম অৰ্থাৎ ব্ৰিটিছৰ অধিকাৰ আছে এইখিনি ঠাইৰ ওপৰত, এইখিনি ঠাইৰ ওপৰত সেই শব্দটো অধিকাৰ শব্দটো ব্যৱহাৰ কৰা হৈছিলে। Question number 4. Which of the following acts made the provision of paying home government members from Indian revenue? তাৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন চি, দ্য চাৰ্টাৰ এক্ট অফ 1793. This provision of paying home government members from Indian revenue was a very detrimental step taken by British cabinet, and Dadabhai Naoroji considered this step of paying home government members from Indian revenue as one of the main component of drain of wealth from India to England. Apart from this feature, the Charter Act of 1793 it separated the revenue administration from the judiciary functions, and this led to disappearing of the mal adalats. Question number 5. Which of the following acts gave permission to the Christian missionaries to come to India and preach their religion? ইয়াৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন বি, চাৰ্টাৰ এক্ট অফ 1813. The act permitted persons who wished to go to India for promoting moral and religious improvements. So basically Christian missionaries were allowed to come to India and preach their religion. This act ended the commercial monopoly of East India Company in India. That means earlier, in order to get involved in commercial activities in India, a person had to be a member of East India Company. So এইখন এক্টে সেই যিটো কমাৰ্চিয়েল মনোপলি ইষ্ট ইণ্ডিয়া কোম্পানীয়ে ইমান বছৰে ধৰি ৰাখিছিল, it ended that commercial monopoly of the company. However, the company's monopoly in trade with China and trade in tea with India was kept intact. There was also a provision that the company should invest rupees 1 lakh every year on the education of Indians. এইটো এটা ভাল ষ্টেপ হাতত লৈছিলে to educate the Indians. Question number 6. Consider the following statements. The Charter Act of 1833 introduced an open competition system of selection and recruitment of civil servants. Statement 2. The Charter Act of 1853 separated for the first time the legislative and executive functions of the Governor General's Council. ইয়াত পুনৰ কাৰেক্ট ষ্টেটমেণ্ট সোধা হৈছে, যাৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন বি, অনলি 2. I have a doubt. ইয়াৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন বি, অনলি 2. কিয়নো the Charter Act of 1833 only attempted to introduce a system of open competition for selection of civil servants. But the Court of Directors opposed this provision, and later the British government had to repeal this provision. And statement 2. Later the Charter Act of 1853 introduced an open competition system. And the Charter Act of 1853 separated for the first time the legislative and executive functions of the Governor General's Council. Earlier, these two functions were conducted by the same body. And this act provided for addition of 6 new members called legislative councillors to the council. In other words, it established a separate Governor General's Legislative Council, which came to be known as the Indian Legislative Councils. Question number 7. Which of the following acts empowered the Viceroy to issue ordinances without the concurrence of the Legislative Council during an emergency? ইয়াৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন এ, ইণ্ডিয়ান কাউন্সিল এক্ট অফ 1861. Let's discuss about the features of this act. It made a beginning of representative institutions by associating Indians with the law making process. অৰ্থাৎ আইন বনোৱা কাৰ্যত এই বৰ্তমানৰ এতিয়াৰ পৰা ইণ্ডিয়ান ভাৰতীয় মানুহক অন্তৰ্ভুক্ত কৰা হ'ব. It thus provided that the Viceroy should nominate some Indians as non-official members of his expanded council. In 1862, Viceroy Lord Canning nominated 3 Indians to his legislative council: Raja of Banaras, the Maharaja of Patiala, and Sir Dinkar Rao. It initiated the process of decentralization by restoring the legislative powers to the Bombay and Madras presidencies. As we have already discussed, the Regulating Act of 1773 made the governors of Bombay and Madras subordinate to the governor of Bengal and thus initiated the process of centralization. But this act, the Indian Council Act of 1861, initiated the process of decentralization by restoring the legislative powers to the Bombay and Madras presidencies. This act also gave recognition to the portfolio system introduced by Lord Canning in 1859. এটো প্ৰায় সোধা হয় কুৱেশ্যনটো যে হু ইন্ট্ৰডিউচড পৰ্টফলিঅ' চিষ্টেম ইন ইণ্ডিয়া. শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব লৰ্ড কেনিং ইন 1859. It empowered the Viceroy to issue ordinances without the concurrence of the Legislative Council during an emergency. The life of such an ordinance was 6 months. So, আমাৰ প্ৰেচিডেণ্টে বৰ্তমান অৰ্ডিনেন্স ইছ্যু কৰিব পাৰে when Parliament is not in session. So, আমি ক'ব পাৰোঁ যে প্ৰেচিডেণ্টৰ অৰ্ডিনেন্স ইছ্যু কৰাৰ পাৱাৰটো লাৰ্জলি দ্য ইণ্ডিয়ান কাউন্সিল এক্ট অফ 1861 পৰা অনুপ্ৰাণিত হৈছে. Question number 8. Consider the following statements regarding the Indian Council Act of 1909. Statement 1. This act gave legislative councils the power of discussing the budget and addressing questions to the executive. It introduced the system of communal representation for Muslims by accepting the concept of separate electorate. ইয়াত আমাক ইনকাৰেক্ট ষ্টেটমেণ্ট সোধা হৈছে আৰু যাৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন বি. ইনকাৰেক্ট ষ্টেটমেণ্ট সোধা হৈছে. চ' ইয়াৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন এ, কিয়নো ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 2টো শুদ্ধ হয় আৰু ষ্টেটমেণ্ট 1টো ভুল হয়. কিয়নো দ্য ইণ্ডিয়ান কাউন্সিল এক্ট অফ 1892 gave legislative councils the power of discussing the budget and addressed questions to the executive. And later, the Indian Council Act of 1909 enlarged the functions of legislative councils. For example, the Indian Council Act of 1909 allowed the members to ask supplementary questions, move resolutions on the budget, and so on. Statement 2 is correct. It introduced a system of communal representation for Muslims because after this provision, the Muslim members were to be elected only by the Muslim voters. And অৰ্থাৎ মুছলিম কেণ্ডিডেটসকলক মুছলিম মানুহখিনিয়েই ভোট দি পেলাই জয়লাভ কৰোৱাব পাৰিছিলে. This act legalized communalism and Lord Minto came to be known as the father of communal electorate. And this provision was considered as one of the most detrimental steps taken by the British government, which eventually led to the partition of India. ইয়াৰ উপৰিও কিছুমান অন্যতম ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট ফিচাৰ আছিলে যেনেকৈ it provided for the first time association of Indians with the executive councils of the Viceroy. আমি ইতিমধ্যেই পঢ়িবলৈ পাইছোঁ যে ল মেকিং প্ৰচেছত ইণ্ডিয়ানছক ইণ্ডিয়ান কাউন্সিল এক্ট অফ 1861খনে অন্তৰ্ভুক্ত কৰাইছিলে আৰু এতিয়া গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ ইণ্ডিয়া এক্ট অফ 1909 এক্সিকিউটিভ কাউন্সিলছত ইণ্ডিয়ানছক অন্তৰ্ভুক্ত কৰোৱাইছে. এণ্ড সত্যেন্দ্ৰ প্ৰসাদ সিনহা বিকেম দ্য ফাৰ্ষ্ট ইণ্ডিয়ান to join the Viceroy's Executive Council. He was appointed as the law member. Question number 9. Which of the following acts separated for the first time the provincial and central budgets? তাৰ শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন বি, গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ ইণ্ডিয়া এক্ট অফ 1919. এতিয়া আমি ইয়াৰ ফিচাৰ্ছসমূহৰ বিষয়ে আলোচনা কৰিম. It relaxed the central control over the provinces by demarcating and separating the central and provincial subjects. অৰ্থাৎ এতিয়াৰ পৰা কিছুমান কথাত আইন বনোৱাৰ অধিকাৰ ষ্টেট ষ্টেটসমূহ বা প্ৰভিন্সেছসমূহেও পাব আগতে সকলোবোৰ কথাতে চেণ্টাৰেই আইন বনাইছিলে The central and provincial legislatures were authorized to make laws on their respective list of subjects. It further divided the provincial subjects into two parts. অৰ্থাৎ যিসমূহৰ ওপৰত প্ৰভিন্স বা ষ্টেটসমূহে আইন বনোৱাৰ সুবিধা পাইছিলে সেই ছাবজেক্টবোৰকো এতিয়া দুটা ভাগত বিভক্ত কৰা হ'ব ট্ৰেন্সফাৰ্ড এণ্ড ৰিজাৰ্ভড The transferred subjects were to be administered by the governor with the aid of ministers responsible to the legislative council. The reserved subjects, on the other hand, were to be administered by the governor and his executive council without being responsible to the legislative council. This dual scheme of governance was known as diarchy, a term derived from the Greek word diarche, which means double rule. Government of India Act of 1919 provincial levelot diarchy introduce কৰিছিল বা dual scheme of governance introduce কৰিছিলে This experiment was largely unsuccessful. It introduced for the first time bicameralism and direct elections in the country. It was an important point হয় though Government of India Act of 1909 কিছুমান ইনডাইৰেক্ট ইলেকশ্যনৰ এলিমেণ্ট ইনক্লুড কৰা হৈছিলে বা ডাইৰেক্ট ইলেকশ্যন প্ৰথমবাৰৰ বাবে গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ ইণ্ডিয়া এক্ট অফ 1919 ইণ্ট্ৰডিউচ কৰিছিলে এণ্ড ইট অলছ' ইণ্ট্ৰডিউচড বাইকেমেৰেলিজম ইন দ্য কাণ্ট্ৰি ডেট মিনছ আপাৰ হাউচ এণ্ড লোৱাৰ হাউচ যিখন ইণ্ডিয়ান লেজিছলেটিভ কাউন্সিল আছিলে হুইচ ৱাজ এষ্টাব্লিছড বাই দ্য চাৰ্টাৰ এক্ট অফ 1853 now that was replaced by a bicameral legislature consisting of an upper house and a lower house. The majority of members of both the houses were chosen by direct election. It extended the principle of communal representation by providing separate electorates for Sikhs, Indians, Christians, Anglo-Indians and Europeans. It created a new office of the High Commissioner for India in London. Establishment of a public service commission, hence a central public service commission was set up in 1926 for recruiting civil servants. এইটো আমাক প্ৰশ্নত সোধা হৈছিলে যে it separated for the first time provincial budgets from the central budget and authorized the provincial legislatures to enact their budgets. Appointment of statutory commission to inquire into and report on its working after 10 years of its coming into force. Question number 10. Which of the following acts is known as the St. Helena Act? শুদ্ধ উত্তৰটো হ'ব অপশ্যন চি চাৰ্টাৰ এক্ট অফ 1833 Now let's discuss about the features of this act. The company's commercial activities were closed down. অৰ্থাৎ আমি পঢ়িবলৈ পাইছিলোঁ যে চাৰ্টাৰ এক্ট অফ 1813 কমাৰ্চিয়েল মনোপলি এণ্ড কৰিছিল কিন্তু ট্ৰেড উইথ চাইনা এণ্ড ট্ৰেড ইন টি সেইকেইটাৰ কোম্পেনীয়ে কাম চলাই আছিলে কিন্তু দ্য চাৰ্টাৰ এক্ট অফ 1833 কোম্পেনীৰ কমাৰ্চিয়েল এক্টিভিটিছসমূহ সম্পূৰ্ণৰূপে বন্ধ কৰি দিলে এণ্ড ইট ৱাজ মেড ইনটু এন এডমিনিষ্ট্ৰেটিভ বডি ইট মেড দ্য গভৰ্ণৰ জেনেৰেল অফ বেংগল এজ দ্য গভৰ্ণৰ জেনেৰেল অফ ইণ্ডিয়া and empowered him with all civil and military powers. Lord William Bentinck became the first Governor General of India. So, যেনেকৈ Lord William Hastings was the first Governor General of Bengal আছিল, ঠিক তেনেদৰে Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India. This act permitted the English to settle freely in India. This act legalized the British colonization of the country. So বন্ধুসকল আজি আমাৰ এই 10টা কুৱেশ্যনৰ ডিটেইল এনচাৰ এণ্ড এক্সপ্লেনেশ্যনৰ ভিডিঅ'টো ইমানতে অন্ত পৰিল আমাৰ এই 20টা কুৱেশ্যনৰ প্ৰেক্টিছ ছেটটোৰ বাকী 10টা কুৱেশ্যনৰ উত্তৰ লৈ অতি সোনকালে আপোনালোকৰ সন্মুখলৈ আহিম ধন্যবাদ